Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're going over the Tutuluck pressure spray gun. I know you're going to say, oh, it's just another cheap Amazon spray gun. Well, it is a cheap Amazon spray gun. It's not the cheapest. It's cheap for what you're getting for it. Now, when I bought it, I got it for $37.99, and that's actually what the price is right now on sale. It says $42.99, you know, the retail price, 12% off. Well, I bought this in late January, and it's early March, and it's still the same price. So that's probably the permanent price. Just, it's a marketing thing. And then there's a 10% off checkbox now. So you can actually get it for $34. I've done reviews on many pressure spray guns. I'm very particular. I love my SGS28, and we're going to kind of compare these two together in the video. But man, that feels really good. It feels like an SGS28 in hand, and there's a lot of styling cues here that are very much like it, except the angle of the gun, which is more what most people want. I'm shooting dead straight, kind of parallel to my shoulders and everything. Here's the SGS28, straight pull from my shoulder. You see how it's pointed up? Now, in order to get straight pull, my whole wrist is turned down versus this gun straight ahead without me having to do the wrist turn. So there's a big difference there in wrist fatigue. It's never bothered me before, but the trigger pull on the SGS28, you see how it's nothing. Obviously, the pull force is going to be slightly different when it's pressurized, and we're going to test all that. We're not just going to show you what it looks like and then not show you, how it swivels when it's pressurized and all that kind of stuff, how it feels shooting. These basically almost have the exact same dimensions across the bottom here and across the back over the grip. So when you put them together, they sit really well. The only difference is the SGS28, since it shoots up, this can be shorter because it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be straight out. You can see the angle difference already, how this one is a much flatter angle and this one kind of shoots upward. There's a slight bit more right here on the trigger guard, but not much really. And you can see across the top, if you do straighten them out, the SGS28 is slightly shorter across the top, but not by much. The back of the guns as well are near identical. Now, when you look at this one by itself, you'd think this is bulky, but look at the difference. You tell me. It's not that much wider, maybe slightly wider. The reason this one doesn't look as bad because it has a little more curve to it. I've been trying to figure out how sturdy it is, and it's very sturdy. You can see we've scratched it up pretty good. We've dinged it up. We actually dinged up the quick connect. Now let's take them apart, and you're going to notice immediately they have the same screw points. They have 6 screw points. The only difference is, like I mentioned earlier, it's a T15 stainless, and this is just a Phillips #2 black painted screw. These are definitely way better. The difference is, I mentioned this is $34. This is about $85. You're going to see something familiar here in a minute. The difference is the screws on this aren't as long and they sit in the holes a little bit better. The MTM, the screws are a little bit longer, but I think the casing itself on this side maybe a little bit less millimeter wise. But you see the positions, they're the exact same. The biggest difference you can see is the bulkiness of the swivel for the SGS28 is much bigger. You got this big piece right here with the quick connect kind of screwed into it, and it goes all the way up inside to here. On this one, the swivel is basically right here. Up here, these are very, very similar in the middle where the ball valve is. This one is the nickel plated right here, but the back piece is brass. This one is just straight brass. Up top, this one's got the squaring. This one's got more of a hexagon type of shape, slightly different here as well. It's just a little pin on the inside that pushes on that. And then it sits just right here in the hole. This just seats kind of inside like that, and it pushes down. This one, the entire assembly is together. It sits on a pivot point on the output there, and then it has the pin as well that pushes against that pin and spring. So you could take it out and run it just like this. You see where these two pins meet, and the pivot point right here is different than the pivot point here versus the angle on that pin. I think that is where the leverage is for this easier pull versus this pull. But man, I gotta say, for $34 or even the $38 I paid, or even the $43, because there's $50, $60 spray guns that can't match this. And it comes with a nozzle guard, spray tip, a 4.025 degree at that. Works with an active 2.0. Comes with an M22 14 millimeter quick connect. So you can take your Ryobi hose, your Uber Flex, convert it to this, and you'll be able to get that quick disconnect. And the quick disconnect, it's pretty tight on this one down here. That's nice, clicks over real good. This one feels really good as well. Connection at the pressure washer is 15 millimeters. This will allow you to take it from 15 to 14. So now it's time to show these things with pressure, show how they work. Before that happens, don't forget to check out the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's have some fun. So the AR630 sitting up there on a 4.5 nozzle is about 1050 to 1100 PSI at like 2.2 gallons per minute. The swivel is pretty decent, but on the SGS28, it's not like the easiest in the world, but it's very smooth. There's no mechanical catch. Like there's no, interruption. It's just smooth swivel with the pressure. When I'm over here, if I'm having a kink, I can, I'm turning, I can turn the gun, I can turn the hose. Not so bad. The only nozzle I'm gonna try on this one is my MTM 4.5 from Car Supplies Warehouse. These are like 15 bucks. It was a 4.5, 40 degree. I was like, heck yeah, I have to have that. Keef 10 might be able to save you 10% on these. No, there's a lot of select products that just work on, like the AR630 you can get from Car Supplies Warehouse. I have a link below. The Keef 10 discount code doesn't work on that either. Here we go. Feels good there. Here's your biggest difference. I'm pointing directly at the panel. Watch where the spray goes. If I want to go directly parallel, I have to point down. And now the pressure from the gun is going to push against my wrist. I'm in a weaker position to leverage this handle dead straight across. But when I'm down here, I'm in a better leverage position when I'm shooting upward. When I'm shooting downward, I am definitely, because the weight of the hose is pulling the gun down. This is kind of coming into my arm. So all the extra effort I have to take to get this, and usually I hold the hose when I'm doing this, so I don't feel as much of the weight of the hose. But even this, like you can feel it. And that pressure does push up, so you're having to push down. But man, it plays really well. And that pull. Obviously, when there isn't anything hooked up to it, it's much easier. And when there's pressure like this, that initial pop that most of these pressure washers do, as that built up pressure is relieved before it runs its normal operating pressure, there is a little, you hear it? There's a click, but it's so easy. Some of those other guns, man, the amount of pull force you have to do is crazy. So let's check that pull force. All right, let's see here. Wow, a little over 3 pounds to get past that pressure point. And when it has no pressure, it's like 10 ounces, 12 ounces. I just want to see as I hold it, the fatigue in my wrist as I'm working, to see if there's any difference between the two. Yeah, I mean, it's ergonomically so good. Now, I gotta say, when the 2 weeks that I've been playing with it, it's felt really good. But it came to the point to where I totally forgot how the SGS28 operated in my hand, which is good, because now that I'm using it after using this for a couple weeks, I've noticed something. The swivel on this is so good. Like, we're talking, this is, wow. And it's smooth. There's no, like, I don't feel any grinding at angle. That's a big difference. I can feel it with the SGS28 just a minute ago when I made the turn to swivel to keep the hose from binding. It was pulling the hose. You can probably see it in the video. It was pulling the hose when I was doing this. This is not doing that. Like, it is moving independently. This is crazy. Now, the other one, the SGS28 was moving independently, but like I said, it was turning the hose. Wow. I do feel in the trigger, I can definitely feel the difference. I feel like this one, I have to reach a little bit further with my fingers to get around it to pull it back, but that's no big deal. Holding it down though is no problem. Let's check the pull force. So we know that the SGS28 is 3-ish pounds, a little over 3 pounds. Let's see this one, a little over 4 pounds. Yeah, like 4.5 pounds. My finger is barely even on the trigger. Like I'm not even all the way caressed around the trigger. I'm right here on the edge. Index finger, no problem. Like easy. Let's check spraying. Wow. So here we go. As you can see, we are straight on right now. We have to turn up. So when we get down here, we do have to turn our wrist down. This feels better. Why? The SGS28 is so good. I've been pushing it so many years that it's the best out there. We got competition. Now it doesn't have the trigger pull. We know that. But man, this swivel, holy crap. And the fact that it's less bulky here, it feels different here as well. Quick connect up top. You saw the internals. It's not a piece of crap Amazon junk. Like, it's not. Man. And I know you're going to get comments, well, somebody needs to contact MTM's legal department. I don't care. It's for sale. It was legal for me to pay for it. I don't care. I'm saving money here. I can get 2 of these. I can throw them left and right. And also, on the same listing this one is, for the same price, there is a light blue color one that looks a lot like the SGS35. So if you like that blue color, they got that too. Oh my gosh. This goes against everything that I've thought. I mean, this spray angle right here versus the MTM, I would have to be like this on my, wow. Now there's a little more here. Obviously you have to do a little more turn up, but it's no big deal. Well, there we are contemplating life decisions, right? Bought that new SGS28 gun to replace the old one that had been using for 4 years. And I could have gotten 2 of these. I don't know if this was available at the time. Who knows? But if you have an SGS28, don't worry about it. You still have one of the best guns on the market. But if you haven't bought one yet, man, this is a viable option. Like for value, you can get 2. You can get 2 different colors. People complain about this. This is just more area for me to drop the gun on. Some things aren't just always Amazon junk. It has no batteries. There's no areas for it to really fail. You saw internally, it's just mechanically pretty much the same. A little fit and finish difference. That's about it. I mean, wow. So don't forget to check the links below for any of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. And welcome to the Cars That Keep YouTube channel. In this video, can you pick it up? Also comes with an, oh my gosh. Versus there, obviously the link, oh my gosh, it is like, shot myself in the face with water. You know, this gun, the only negative